Hey everyone, and welcome back. Get ready, because today we are going to decode the hidden language we all speak. That's right, body
Yeah.
language. You know those subtle cues that say so much more than words ever could? We're
Mhm.
diving into Body Language Advantage by behavioral expert Lillian Glass to uncover what those cues really mean.
It's amazing how we communicate so much without even realizing it. Our bodies are constantly sending out signals, often revealing our true feelings and intentions, even when we're trying to keep them under wraps.
Right. It's like everyone has this secret decoder ring for everyday interactions. And this deep dive is going to change how you see every handshake, every smile, even every crossed arm from here on out.
Absolutely. I think Body Language Advantage does a great job connecting the science of our brains to those outward behaviors. Like, for example, it explains why seeing someone attractive isn't just about superficial looks. It triggers a whole chain reaction in your brain.
Okay, I am ready to unpack this. What exactly IAS going on up there when we see someone we're attracted to?
Well, your eyes send signals to the visual cortex, which then talks to the limbic system, and that's the emotional center of your brain. And bam, you're smiling. Maybe even leaning in a little closer, all thanks to a complex interplay of neurons and neurochemicals.
So there's a real reason I can't seem to form a coherent sentence around a certain someone. It's not just me being awkward.
Well, maybe a little both. But the point is our bodies react in predictable ways to stimuli, even if our conscious minds are still catching up.
Okay, so that's really interesting. So it's not just some mystical thing. There's actual science behind why we fidget when we lie or blush when we're embarrassed, that kind of thing.
Precisely. The book dives deep into those tells, which, by the way, you can totally use to your advantage in all sorts of situations.
Speaking of advantage, let's start with something I think we're all curious about. How can you tell if someone is genuinely interested in you? Whether it's romantically or just a good professional connection. What's the secret code?
Believe it or not, it's all about the lean.
The lean.
Yeah, just watch how someone positions their body in relation to you. Leaning in, especially a close lean, signals interest. Now, that could be the start of a beautiful friendship or something more. You'll have to read those other cues to know for sure.
Okay.
On the flip side, leaning away means disengagement, maybe even discomfort.
Right, like they're trying to escape the conversation.
Exactly. It's a subconscious way of creating distance.
And then there's that whole mirroring thing I've heard about. Is that legit or just pop psychology?
Oh, mirroring is real. It's when someone subconsciously mimics your posture, gestures, even your tone of voice.
So if my date suddenly starts sipping their drink when I do, that's a good sign. Like they're subconsciously saying we're on the same wavelength.
It could be. But like any good detective, you need more than one clue. This is where things get really interesting. Body language advantage also delves into the often overlooked language of touch.
Oh, yes, like where they touch you and how often it makes a difference, right?
Huge. A light touch on the shoulder is likely just being friendly, keeping things casual. But if that touch moves to the arm, below the elbow, well, now we're entering potentially romantic territory.
Uh-huh.
And a thigh touch.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes.
Okay, filing that one away for future reference. But let's say you're not quite at the touch stage yet. What are some other eye-catching, or should I say body-catching cues to watch for?
Well, the book talks about something called cross-gazing, and
Cross-gazing? That sounds kind of intense.
it can be. Imagine someone's eyes sweeping across your face left, right, and back again without actually making direct eye contact. It's like they're visually mapping out your every feature.
Wow, that's like they're trying to commit you to memory. Okay, that's definitely one to watch out for. But what about when those signals get mixed? Maybe the person's leaning in, seemingly engrossed, but then their feet are tapping a mile a minute under the table. What's that about?
Ah, you've stumbled upon one of the golden rules of decoding body language.
Hmm.
Look for the incongruences.
Incongruences.
Yeah, it's simple but powerful. The body often betrays what the mouth is trying to hide. So you look for those mismatches, the word saying one thing, but the body language screaming something else entirely.
So even if someone is smooth talking, their fidgety feet might be giving them away.
Exactly. Those seemingly insignificant movements can be huge indicators of anxiety, nervousness, even deception.
Oh, it's like our bodies have a built-in lie detector test, and most of us don't even realize it.
Think of it as your inner Sherlock Holmes waking up.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
This is like learning to see the Matrix. Suddenly all those hidden patterns are everywhere.
And just like in the Matrix, some of those patterns are, well, they reveal things we might not want to see,
Right.
like those belonging to the toxic personalities Lillian Glass outlines in the book.
Okay, yes. This isn't just about, like, finding your soulmate across a crowded room.
Right.
Can, like, drain your mojo.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right.
So, let's shine a light on a few of those toxic types, shall we? First up, the jealous competitor.
Ooh, I know the type.
Yeah.
Always trying to one-up you, even if it means, like, being negative or putting others down.
Yeah,
Their energy just screams insecurity, but in a weirdly aggressive way.
exactly. And their body language often reflects that. Watch for puffed up chests, you know, aggressive posture. Like they're literally trying to take up more space than anyone else.
Right.
It makes sense?
Yeah, it's all about, like, projecting an image of power, even if it's masking this deep-seated fear of not being good enough.
It's almost like they're trying to convince themselves as much as they're trying to convince you.
Mm.
And pay attention to their touch. If they do touch you, it tends to be more forceful than necessary.
Yeah.
Think bone-crushing handshakes or those pats on the back that feel more like a shove.
Okay, so noted.
Yeah,
I am adding firm handshake to my list of red flags.
definitely.
What about their communication style? How does a jealous competitor use their words to, like, manipulate?
They are masters of the interruption,
Oh, yeah.
often cutting you off mid-sentence, making sure the focus always comes back to them.
Right.
And that tone, it can be dripping with sarcasm, often disguised as humor, but with a subtle bite to it.
Yikes. This is, like, all starting to feel very familiar.
Right.
I might need to do a little mental inventory of my own social circle after this.
Yeah.
But before we go there, what other toxic types should we be on the lookout for?
Another fascinating and potentially dangerous type is what Glass calls the sneaky erupting volcano.
Okay.
On the surface, they seem nice, maybe even a bit shy or quiet.
Right.
But underneath that placid exterior, there's a whole lot of anger brewing.
Oh, so they're like a pressure cooker just waiting to blow?
Precisely. And their body language often reflects that inner turmoil.
Okay.
You'll see a lot of contradictory signals.
Mhm.
They might lean in, as if about to share a secret, then suddenly pull away, as if startled by their own need for connection.
Right. It's like they're caught in this constant push and pull between wanting intimacy and then, like, fearing vulnerability.
Right. And watch out for the sideways hug.
Oh.
It's like they want that physical contact, but they can't quite bring themselves to fully embrace you.
Right.
They'll often hug from the side, creating a subtle barrier with their arm.
So it's like their body is saying, get close, but not too close.
Yeah.
I've definitely experienced that before. It's like this weird mix of comforting but also off-putting at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
What about their speech patterns? Anything that screams sneaky erupting volcano.
One thing to notice is how their voice often trails off at the end of sentences, forcing you to ask them to repeat themselves.
Oh, interesting.
It's a subtle control tactic, keeping you off balance and making you work harder to understand them.
Wow.
They may be holding back information or testing you to see how far you'll go to hear them out.
So it's less about genuine shyness and more about, like, keeping the upper hand.
It can be, yeah.
That's so fascinating. It makes you realize how much power we give away when we don't understand these subtle forms of, like, manipulation.
Absolutely.
Wow.
But knowledge is power, right?
Right.
By being aware of these patterns, we can choose how we interact with these types of personalities, setting boundaries, protecting our own energy.
And maybe even offering them a little grace.
Sure.
Because, I mean, these behaviors, they often stem from, you know, their own insecurities and past experiences.
Exactly. This isn't about labeling people as good or bad, but rather understanding the underlying motivations behind their actions.
Right.
We all have our own stuff, right?
Yeah, totally. This whole deep dive isn't about judging others.
Right.
It's about gaining a deeper understanding of ourselves and everyone we encounter.
Exactly.
Which brings us to, I think, a crucial aspect of body language that often gets overlooked, and that is deception,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not all sunshine and roses out there.
Right.
Some people are actively trying to mislead us, whether it's like a salesperson trying to close a deal or someone with, you know, a more malicious intent.
Sure.
So how can we protect ourselves from those smooth talkers who seem so genuine on the surface?
It all comes back to those incongruences we talked about earlier.
Right.
The words might sound convincing, but the body often tells a different story.
Yeah.
Remember, our bodies have a way of betraying our true feelings, even when our minds are determined to keep them hidden.
It's like that classic poker face that, you know, everyone tries to master.
Yeah.
Even if your expression is neutral, there are other subtle cues that can betray your hand, right?
Exactly. For example, the infamous nose touch. This is
Yeah.
a classic tell that often accompanies deception.
Okay.
Touching or pulling on the nose is an involuntary reaction to the increased blood flow and discomfort that lying often causes.
So the next time someone assures me they love my new haircut while subconsciously scratching their nose,
Right.
I'll know they might be fibbing.
Possibly. But remember to consider the context.
Yeah.
Maybe they just have an itch.
Right, right.
However, when combined with other cues like shifty eyes or
Yeah.
fidgeting, the nose touch becomes a much more reliable indicator of deception.
Okay, speaking of eyes, what about those? They say the eyes are the windows to the soul.
Hmm.
So they must be giving away some serious secrets.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Blinking rapidly, suddenly breaking eye contact,
Mhm.
even forcing a stare that's a little too intense.
Right.
These can all be signs that someone is not being completely truthful.
Okay.
Their eyes are trying to dart away from the lie, or they're overcompensating by, trying to appear extra sincere.
So if I'm like asking someone a tough question and they suddenly develop this like sudden fascination with their shoes,
Right.
that's a red flag.
It could be, especially if it's a departure from their usual behavior.
Okay.
Again, it's all about looking at the whole picture, not just one isolated cue.
Right. It's like solving a puzzle. Each piece on its own might not tell you much, but you put them all together and you start to see the bigger picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of the bigger picture, let's not forget about those telltale feet. Remember those fidgets we talked about earlier?
Yes.
They're not just a sign of anxiety. They can also indicate deception.
Right. Right. Even if someone seems like calm and collected on the surface, their feet might be tapping out a Morse code message that screams, I'm not being entirely truthful.
Precisely. It's incredibly difficult to control those lower body movements, especially when under stress.
Right.
So those fidgety feet, combined with those shifty eyes, maybe a nose touch or two, well, that's a pretty strong indication that something's not quite right.
This is mind-blowing stuff.
It is fascinating, isn't it?
It is. It's amazing how much we reveal without even realizing it. I feel like I've been walking around half blind all these years, like missing all these subtle signals.
And that's the power of this deep dive, right? It's about opening your eyes to a whole new dimension of communication,
Right.
one that can give you a real advantage in any interaction.
Yes.
But remember, this isn't about judging people.
Right.
It's about understanding them more deeply to improve your interactions.
Exactly. It's about having more empathy, more insight, and ultimately more control over how we navigate the world around us.
Beautifully said.
You know, it's funny now that we're like talking about all these subtle tells and stuff. I'm realizing there are probably times when I've sent out some of those deceptive signals myself.
Mm.
Even when I was being totally honest. Maybe I was just nervous or feeling a bit, insecure in the situation.
That's a brilliant point, and it highlights a crucial aspect of mastering body language.
Okay.
Self-awareness.
Right.
Now that you're more attuned to these subtle cues, it's time to turn the spotlight on yourself.
Okay.
What messages is your body language sending out?
Whoa. Okay. I was feeling like a detective a minute ago, and now I'm the one under the microscope.
Right.
It's like body language. This is your life.
Think of it this way. Becoming aware of your own nonverbal communication is incredibly empowering.
Okay.
Are you projecting confidence, openness, genuine interest when you interact with others?
Right.
Or are you inadvertently signaling, anxiety, boredom, even hostility?
So it's not just about reading the signals, it's about shaping the signals that we send.
It's exactly.
This is body language 2.0.
It's about becoming a more conscious communicator,
Yeah.
using your body language to, reinforce your words, build stronger connections, and ultimately achieve your goals.
Okay, I'm all in. Where do we start? Do I need to practice my power pose in the mirror every morning?
It's simpler than that.
Okay.
Start by paying attention.
Yeah.
Notice how you hold yourself in different situations.
yes.
Are you slouching,
Yeah.
fidgeting, avoiding eye contact? Those little habits, they can speak volumes.
Right. And if I catch myself channeling my inner sneaky erupting volcano with a sideways hug and trailing sentences, maybe I need to take a step back and figure out what's really going on inside.
Precisely. Body language isn't just about outward appearances. It's a powerful tool for self-discovery. It can reveal, hidden emotions, unmet needs, even patterns of behavior that we're not consciously aware of.
This is so much more than just a fun party trick,
Yeah.
It's about understanding ourselves and others on a deeper level.
Yes.
And then, using that knowledge to build more meaningful connections, navigate challenging situations, and ultimately live more fulfilling lives.
Beautifully said. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. The more you practice, the more fluent you'll become in this universal language that we all speak.
Well said. So as you head out into the world today, remember to keep your eyes open, your mind engaged, and that nose of yours under control, unless you're genuinely itchy, of course.
Right.
You never know what secrets you might uncover or what messages you might be sending.
Happy decoding, everyone.
Thanks for listening.